Hi everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Can I Do It Better with AC Milan. So just at the point where our Euro Cup form changes, you can see that we've already qualified now, having played 5 games. We got 2 wins in a row. Just at that, as that form changes, the Serie A form slightly dips, if I'm honest. If we go and have a look at what we've played since we were last together. So the last game you and I were together for was Lazio, if you joined me for the last episode. So we played 4 Serie A games since that point, and a couple of Euro games. The Euro games have been brilliant. The Serie A games have been distinctly meh. 2 really, really bad performances against Fiorentina and Cagliari. Just that last minute goal against Cagliari has really dumped on us a little bit, really, but we just never got going in those games. I had to rotate the side a little bit. We had a couple of injuries. Hopefully they're all back from that now, but yeah, we've just been a little bit unsettled over the last couple of games, which has been very disappointing. Having said that, as I say, we've qualified for in the Europa League, the Euro Cup, as it is in Football Manager, which means that out of the 4 things that we were trying to better AC Milan's results in the 2018-19 season, we have already done it in the Euro Cup, in the Europa League, because they failed to qualify from the group stage in reality. So that's 1 tick out of the 4 that we need, which is pretty good going so early on. I kind of expected it and hoped for it, really. There was no reason for us not to have qualified from this group. So, yeah, we've managed to do that. So, 1 down, 3 to go. In terms of today's episode, we have a top-of-the-table clash against Juventus, the mighty Juventus in Italy. They've been the best side for quite a number of years now, I would suggest. They currently sit 4 points clear of us, having... as I say, having our league form dip slightly has meant that we've just slightly dropped off of Juventus. And so today, if we could get a win, that would be amazing, just to get us back in contact with them. If we lose the game, I think that's a lot of trouble. That would put us 7 points behind. So yeah, that would be a big problem if we were to do that. So let's hope for a positive result. In terms of the team, as I say, we've had some recent issues with injury. Both Catrone, Calabria, a couple of others have been out in the last few weeks, but most are now back and fit and healthy and ready and raring to go, which is positive. So pretty much for the first time I can put out what I wanted to be my first 11 from the beginning of the season. And the issues were that Conte was injured for a while, and then on the bench Strinic was out for a while, but they're both back in and firing on all cylinders. So I can now put out my first 11 that I hope to build around. So that would be Donnarumma in goal, Conte at right back, Rodriguez at left back, Caldara and Romagnoli in the centre of defence, Biglia as the deep-lying playmaker, Kessie as the box-to-box midfielder, Calhanoglu as the attacking midfielder, Suso on the right, Bonaventura on the left, and Higuain up top. And the rest on the bench, pretty much, other than Halilovic and Halilovic and Trotter, however many L's you want to put in his name. So those are the only 2 that miss out today. But anyway, yes, Juventus are going to be a big challenge, but let's get into today's game and see what happens. So in terms of team talk, I passionately suggested that I wanted them to give the fans a good performance despite the odds being against us. I'm fully aware of how good Juventus are. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. But we are at home, so that gives us the home advantage. So let's hope for a really positive performance as Juventus kick off. And so we'll see where the first highlight of the game really properly lies, and see if we can manage to sort of compete with them well. And there's the first highlight of the game, and it's Pjanic with a really great free kick that gave the goalkeeper no chance, really. And that's the first opportunity and the first goal of the game. Oh dear, let's hope it doesn't get worse than that. But that's 1-0 after a couple of minutes. That's really disappointing. So here we get an opportunity, hopefully, to get our foot on the ball at some point and try and stamp ourselves in the game a little bit. But again, it's Juventus coming forward, having worked from the right now to the left, and Ronaldo puts a decent cross in, and Mandzukic, I think it was, put a header just over the top of the bar. They're going to be really dangerous, aren't they? There's no doubting that. There's no disputing how good they are. Here's an opportunity for us, though, to build up a decent attack of our own, and it's Biglia back to Romagnoli. and he moves it forward to Calhanoglu, who's come deep a little bit to come and get the ball and get involved in the play. Moves it on wide right to Conte, our right back, who puts it centrally to Higuain, out left to Rodriguez. The cross comes in, and Higuain on the end of the cross and puts the header slightly over. Decent build-up, decent move. Unfortunately, not quite the quality on the header at the end of it from Higuain. But yeah, nonetheless, at least that's something that we can see as positive. Here comes the corner kick in, and what happened there? Is that going to be in favour for us? It is. We get a penalty, which is really, really encouraging at this point in the game. Higuain steps up and puts the ball away, and it becomes 1-1 after 35 minutes. So I will take that. I think that we're a little fortunate to be on level pegging with them, but I will happily take it as Higuain steps up and right-footed puts it right in the far near the right-hand post and right in the corner there. So that was a really well-taken penalty kick. And that may well lead us through till half-time. Looks like we're going to be at the half-time 1-1, and I will happily take that for now. First opportunity to really see how we match up to Juventus. And I think that they've had the better of the game slightly. You can see in terms of possession, they're slightly better. The rest of it actually isn't too bad, is it? It's fairly even all the way down the stats, which is really encouraging for us. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to need to make any changes at half-time. I'm not. There's a yellow card there for Conte that we might have to keep an eye on. But other than that, everybody's healthy. So we're just going to go back in and assertively say, I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. Get them all happy and delighted and on side, and hopefully willing to put in a shift in the second half to try and maintain our current result, or if not, better it. We'll just have to see how the second half pans out. Here we go for a long throw for us, and the goalkeeper comes and claims it quite comfortably, really, which is a little bit of a shame. And sends it long out wide right to Costa. And can we get a decent block in? We can't. And look at the amount of players they had in the centre there. They really broke very quickly on us then. We seem to be a sort of a slow burn in terms of how we got back compared to their attacking unit, which all seemed to be in place. I mean, look at that. There's 4 at the far post. And sometimes you just wonder what the defenders are looking at, really, because surely they could see where all the players were going, and nobody seemed to match the runs. But anyway, Calhanoglu puts a free kick just on the side netting, unfortunately, so didn't really challenge the goalkeeper. We're struggling again, 2-1 down in the second half, so can we find a way again to equalise as the half goes on? Here we go for another long throw for us. And it gets cleared, and again it's a counter-attack by Juve. We've got to stamp on that. We've got to find a way to get a foot in. There you go. That was a really good or was it a really good challenge? Let's just hold our horses on that one a second as the ref goes and checks the VAR. I thought it was a really great saving challenge, but we'll see what the referee has to say about it as he's checked the footage and comes back out, gives the symbol and says it's a free kick on the edge of the box. Well, it could have been a lot worse, but actually I thought it could have been a lot better. I thought that was a decent challenge, but there we go. So we're at 70 minutes, so we're just going to let this highlight run through and see what happens from it. And Suso picks it up on the edge of the box. Rodriguez wide left, goes back on himself to Romagnoli. Back to Rodriguez. We're keeping the ball well. Let's not get caught on the ball, though. That was nice. Good pass by Suso to Rodriguez. Cross comes in and powered shot comes in, but it's cleared. And again, we pick up the loose ball and come back at them, which is really positive. Again, down the left-hand side with Bonaventura and Rodriguez. Lovely ball again. Good cross. Back to Kessie. Powers the shot, but it's blocked. Keep the ball though, and Biglia and Kessie, and another really great attempt by Kessie, but it comes to nothing in the end because the goalkeeper saves it. Here's the corner kick for Calhanoglu to take, puts it into the box, comes straight back out to Calhanoglu, on the edge of the box to Biglia, back out to Calhanoglu, cross comes in, partially cleared, and we get another good foot in. That's better. We're really trying. Oh, really poor ball there, wasn't it? Unfortunately, once we'd got the foot in, we then passed the ball straight into a Juventus player, and that was really disappointing. So what are we going to do here to change the game in the last few minutes? We're going to change Conte for Abate. You can see that Conte was anxious, and I don't like that. And similarly with Higuain, who's not played well and is anxious, so we're going to bring Cotrone back on again to see whether he can get a goal. And then we've got one more to make, and we either take off Kessie because he's not in a good way, or we take off Bonaventura because he hasn't played very well. I think we'll take off Bonaventura and bring Piatti on. Hopefully Piatti down the wide left-hand side can produce something that can help us, and maybe get Cutrone on with a chance in the last couple of minutes of the game. So here we go. There's an opportunity for us down the right-hand side. Cutrone, Suso picks up the ball, sends it back to Biglia, onto Kessie and Suso again. Nice patient build-up, and that was a fairly speculative long shot, really, that didn't really challenge the goalkeeper at all, did it? Straight down his sights, really, and he caught the ball with no problems. But the highlight continues, and we pick up the ball at the back and get an opportunity to rebuild our attack again. And here comes Piatti down the left-hand side, cuts in on his right foot, has a strike at goal, but again, straight down the scopes of the goalkeeper, straight into his hands, really, either side, and you would have made him work, but it didn't quite happen, did it? It looks like Juventus are going to beat us, which is really disappointing, and really is going to be challenging to haul them back in terms of actually winning the title even at this point, but we'll give it a good go. But good interception there, but then the final whistle comes, and what can you say? It was disappointing, wasn't it? I think that in the roundabout sense, that the stats of the game suggest that they did have a slight advantage over us, and probably the slight advantage is the fact that they've got someone like Ronaldo, and he was obviously impactful in the game. So bit disappointing, but it is against Juventus, and in this first season and only season of this save, I was never going to be able to sort of overhaul the squad enough to potentially go at the title, I don't think. But if I can get into the top four and beat what AC Milan actually did in real terms, then that's the aim of the game still. So that's still very much on, but a disappointing result today. So we will sympathise with them just because it was Juventus, and we don't want to bash them too much for that sort of result, but we'll come out and see that has put us all on 15 games mostly, and we maintain a decent position, and unfortunately lose sight a little bit of Juventus at the top. But yeah, that's just one of those things. It's not the ultimate goal of this particular save, is it? So there we go. That'll do it for this particular episode. Thanks for joining me. If you're enjoying the series, why not subscribe to the channel? Keep up to date with the videos. If you enjoyed this particular episode, it was a challenging one, but if you did, then why not click a like on it for me? That helps me get seen by other people and helps me grow my channel, which is important to me. But until next time, if you're playing Football Manager yourself, I hope you're having a great time doing it. Let me know about your save in the comments below. It's always interesting to hear other people's stories. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon, and bye for now.